everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do just a real fun, simple flower. Of course, as I try to tell you in every video, my flowers are meant to be simple so the beginner painters can be creative. I have already gone ahead and cleaned off this wine bottle. This wine bottle is one of the ones that I just clear off, wipe off when I'm done doing my video. So I have gone over it with soap and water and it's ready to go. Alright, for this video, I am going to be using 3 AMAGIC flat brushes. I do place the links down below if you want to make a purchase through my videos. It's a 14, a 12, and a number 4. And then I'm also doing a number 4 Deerfoot Stippler. Paint I'm using today is all FolkArt paints. I use a combination of multi-surface and enamels. I am using Wicker White, Thicket, Hydrangea, Schoolbus Yellow, Yellow Ochre, Peridot, and Cerulean Blue. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I am going to begin by doing some of the background leaves for this design. I will be using the number 14 AMAGIC flat brush on this part. Alright, dipping one side into the Thicket, one side into the Peridot, and then I'll do a blending stroke. One side in each color, blending stroke. Now I may tap in a little bit of the white. White will actually give me a little bit more of the opaque look that I want. So that's why I would do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to move this out of the way. Sorry, my working space is not really very big, so that's why I have to move things around as I'm doing a video. Alright, so here we go. I'm just going to do just a pointed leaf here. And I'm going to come down, just kind of swing it around like that. And continue on. Now, as I'm looking at this, I don't feel like it's opaque enough, so I am going to go over it again. Because I definitely want it to have good durability. And I can do, actually I'm going to do some wiggling on this leaf here. And then just kind of point it and then bring it back to the stem. And then come back over here. I'm going to kind of wiggle it a little bit and bring it back towards the stem. Like that. And they don't look the same, which is fine. It gives it a little bit more interest. If you, I'm going to go back over this one again. And I can wiggle this slightly. I didn't really want it to be a wiggly leaf, but I can wiggle that slightly, pull it into the stem. And do the same over here. Kind of tip it and just come back. And then pull it into the stem. Now, as far as some of this might be difficult for a beginner painter. If you feel like that, you want to get like wax paper or something that kind of gives you the simulation of painting on glass. And that is probably a very good product to use to give you that feel. I'm just going over this a little bit just to fill it in. And the reason I say that it's affordable and it'll give you that similar feeling. Now I'm going to come over here. Actually, if I were smart, I would turn my bottle. Alright, and I'm going to start again, just doing like a little straight leaf at the top here. I'm just filling it in. And then I'm going to come back through here with a little bit of a, just a little bit of a turn like that, just so I'm not doing just a completely straight branch. And yeah, these are going to come across each other, which is fine, perfectly fine. I just have to remember not to roll my bottle because I don't want it to come off on the paper. If you have any questions or comments while I'm painting, please feel free to leave those down below. And then I'm going to come back over this one, and it is going to intertwine into these other leaves. And do it again. And if you just feel like you have to fill them in, just do a light touch and then come back over it. That's fine. Someday I think I'll do a video on painting over already in an area that you've already painted on, because it can be a little touchy because the paint can come up as you're painting over it, especially if you're doing a lot of wiggling. That can definitely cause it to raise the paint. And then we'll just go back over the stem again. Just make it a little bit thicker. You can do a veining into the leaves if you want. That's up to you. And you know what? I might just put one last leaf down here just to kind of fill it in. Make it a smaller leaf. To me, that just kind of, fills it in a little bit. All right, so I'm going to hit this with a heat gun so that it's going to be ready for me to paint on. Be right back. I'm sorry. Apparently, I forgot to turn my camera on. But anyhow, I started with doing like little buds right here. And I just started to I did a little bud over here, do the actual flower. I'm on my chisel edge, and this is the number 12 brush. All right, so I'm going to just go around and just put in just some pulls towards the center. I'm going towards the center with this on the chisel edge and making the basic shape of the flower. Now I can come in here and come a little closer and just keep going. I can touch the brush into the hydrangea a little bit. Make little curves with your brush. That was too much. But that's okay. We'll get it. It'll get covered up. So you can go like this if you want to have the white come in, or the blue. Just, switch your flat or your brush depending on what you want to show. If you want the white to show, or the dark blue, or the hydrangea, and you just keep rotating it. I'm pulling it in. I just want it to be really loose. And when I'm doing this, just fun. Just very loose. Not anything real difficult. Challenging. Nope. You can hold a paintbrush. You can do this design. That's what I like to say. Now, in looking at this, if you feel like you want to keep going over it and layering, you can do so. I think really, right now, the way it looks, it's pretty good. Maybe put a little bit more of the hydrangea in here just to add some more color. Even though it's not a stark, like boom kind of thing, it still is pretty. And just a fun little flower to paint. All right, so then we can move on to the next one. Over here, I am going to do one that just kind of has more of the white showing at the top. Like that. Even though there's blue in it, but you can have, white. The top parts are mainly white. And you'll see why here in a minute, why I want it to be like that. I'll put a little bit of the other blue in there if you want. Still want it to be kind of fun and loose. And then what I'm going to do is turn my brush so that the more of the cerulean blue shows. So it's more like a layer. You got part of the flower. Yeah, that's the back, and this is the, like it's flipped up. And then I can put a few of these like this. Like that. Just pull them up there. If I feel like it needs to be filled in a little more, I can do that. Just very easy, as you can see. And I'll just come down like that, just kind of cover it up a little bit. And then over this direction, I'm going to do, again, just a little, kind of a little bud, partially opened. But it's not going to be a double layer, it's just going to be like this. Like it's all folded up. Hey, use your imagination, right? Okay, so then I'm going to come over here and just put one of these kind of buds in. And then come down here. Oops, sorry, just smeared that. I guess that's going to be where my bud is because I did an oops. That happens, right? All right, so now I'm going to come here and I'm going to start doing another open flower. And as you see, I'm going over these leaves and I'm just sporadically, you can go clockwise if you want, counterclockwise. You can do kind of like I'm doing where I just pick an area, fill it in. However you want to do it. Definitely just very loose, and that's the intent. Definitely the intent, just to have a loose flower down here. Pour some white in here. And always towards the center on this one. If you push down, you're going to have a larger petal. If you just do hardly any pushing, just pull, you're going to have a thinner. And for the most part, that's kind of what I'm looking for. It's just a thinner petal to come out of this. And you can put some curves on it. Layer it. Maybe if you want to do different colors too, you know, feel free. You don't have to stick with my colors. And if you're watching my videos and I have, you know, I'm using products that you don't have, but you have something similar, please by all means just use what you have. Especially if you're just learning. Just, you know, don't worry about having exactly the same tools. Just, you know, whatever you have on hand. Because I really don't like people to spend money that they don't really need to spend. Okay, so we're going to do one more down here. Again, I appreciate you sticking with me on this. And I apologize, my air conditioning is starting up again. I always hope that I can get a video in, at least most of it while it's off, but not always so lucky. And this is a very simple flower. Very, very, very simple. Anybody can do this flower. Seriously. Anybody. You're just going to keep going around until you got it filled in to where you like it. And then just keep going. And add in more leaves. we'll just do a few more leaves and stems. And another thing you could do with these flowers too, if you wanted to do any kind of shading, you could definitely have like one side lighter than the other if you want. That's up to you. And that can be pretty. I'm not really focusing on that right at the moment, but you definitely could. And make longer, shorter petals, up to you. Alright, so I'm going to stop on that. I think we're pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is take my smaller brush, which is the number 4, come back into the greens, my peridot, my thicket, and then into the white, the wicker white. And let's keep going here. We'll get that out of the way. Sorry, I keep trying to bring it in so I can show you and then back it out so I have room to paint. Alright, so I'm just going to, do a couple little pulls here like I'm connecting it. Again, these are on the chisel edge. I can even just come down the stem if I want, or just finish it like that. Finish it into there. Oops. And then I'll come over here, do my little finishers, come back over here, and lead it into, get it straighter here, lead it into this one, or I can come like this and just add some detail to it, like that. And then do basically a similar thing, because this is a little bud. I'll do it like that. And you can do this if you want to do thinner stems. You know, you use a liner brush. That would be good too. And I'm just going to come here, pull here, pull down, pull around, pull like that, pull to the center, and one off center. Let's fix that. I don't worry too much because typically I paint so many leaves that you can't really see them. And then I'll do this one, my little, and I can make it like that. Just kind of go through it, bring it down here, and it's going to come into this. When you're painting, if you get too much paint on your paintbrush, just wipe it off on a paper towel. Very easy. You don't have to worry about actually taking time to clean it out at this point. Let me make sure I got all my buds. I think that I did. Okay, so now I'm going to start and do some little leaves. Now these leaves you can either do, like say you got one side this color, you can switch it to where you have the other side the other color and just bring it down and then just kind of blend it together a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Just so my concern is that it gets, that it has good coverage. This is what I'm working on right now. And like how that ended up. We'll go like this. Go back over that a little bit. I don't want to work it too much, but definitely wanted to have better coverage on it. And then just take your liner or your little flat brush and just go over it. Put a little vein in it. And if you want to do another one, you can. I'm just going to kind of leave it like that. Come over here, do another one. Just turn it a little bit. Like that. And again, I'm just working on getting it to be more opaque. I'm just lightly touching it, just lightly. And then I'll take the green and put a little stem through it. See, it's just very simple. Very, very simple. And do the same, you know, here periodically. And you can also just do your basic one-stroke leaves, which are so easy to do. That's why I tend to do them so much, because they are so easy. And they're good fillers. And then I can just do my little stem. Get a little green on here. Do my little stems in them. And then maybe just, you know, you pull out a little stem and do one on that. You don't have to do the stem afterwards like I tend to do. Alright, let's see where I'm at here. Got in there. Yay, it stopped. It's awesome. Alright, and you can come out away from there, but I'm not going to get too carried away with this, because I certainly can. And this would also be a good time to do a different color. And in some of my videos I'll do, you know, my leaves in different colors. So that's also a great way to give some interest to a basic leaf. That I do a lot. I can make it stand out a little bit more. Put a little stem in it. If you overlap, that kind of makes it look more realistic than if you just leave it. And I'm going to just come out here and do a few of these as little fillers. I just want to make sure that I have enough paint on my brush. And then I'll come across this one like that. Could even just do another one over the top of it. And see, like I said, that way it makes it look like you are legit and you just made a bouquet or flower piece that you're maybe even just putting in your house, on your kitchen table or whatever. It just makes it more realistic if the flowers kind of, or the leaves overlap. And when you do it like this, this actually makes it more durable, just because you're layering the paint. Alright, we'll just do a few more leaves and then I promise we'll be done with this part. We're almost finished. I appreciate you sticking around. Yeah, let's do that one again. It's a little thin anyways. A little thin. And I can make it like the stem's coming this way. Alright. And then we're going to finish this up by doing the centers. So I'm going to take my little Deerfoot stippler, and if you see they kind of are angled, I'm going to do the tip into the school bus yellow. Going to do the heel into the yellow ochre, and this is very similar to a lot of the centers I've done recently. It's the same thing. Okay, so I'm just taking a little bit of the paint, and they don't have to all go the same direction. You know, like if your flower is turned, or you can pretend your flower is turned, do that. I am getting a lot of the underneath color coming through. To avoid that, just hit your piece with your heat gun, hair dryer, whatever it is you're using, and then paint over it or give it dry time if you don't have any of those items. I mean, some people don't want to use their hair dryer. I used to use a hair dryer all the time, and then it burned up. So, but it was old, so it didn't matter. Definitely wouldn't use your good one, because you might not have it. All right, and then I always, like I say, I like to tip in some white, and I'll tip that in like so, and then I will go back over it, just kind of blend it in a little bit. And this kind of helps too if you got any underneath color in it, that may help. But it just gives you a little bit of a. All right, so there you have it. Pretty easy, right? I hope you like this video. If you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. Before you leave, if you would take a moment to hit that share button that you'll find underneath the video. That allows you to share it on your social network with all your family and friends. I would greatly appreciate it. And once again, thanks so much for stopping by and taking the time to view my video. Until the next time, please stay safe and healthy and have a good one.